I don't think we need any tools or installers today. I think we can just start kind of pulling apart this window. I hope this window's getting replaced because I'm just going to destroy it. Look at that. It's just going to come right off. I think we found the mother lode of the mold.
You have nothing to
I have nothing to say positive. Like, okay, that doesn't, what is that? What is that? What is this going to do? All right, good morning, everybody. Master Home Inspector here, Ian Lozon with triple-pane Home Inspection. Out here again on another lovely day, Ecoline windows and doors. And as you can see behind me, we have a house here with some, I think, original wood frame windows. And you can just tell by looking at them from afar, they got quite a bit of decay on there. There's some failed seals, some rot going on. So I think this is a great day to replace your windows and get started for the fall, get ready for winter because it is coming. I know it's a nice day, but give it another week or two, we could have snow on the ground. So we want to have some nice windows to keep in all that heat. So come with me, we'll go see what we're dealing with. I don't think we need any tools or installers today. I think we can just start kind of pulling apart this window. That's the frame of the window, just completely rotted. And you can see right inside there is pretty bad. Yeah, lots of water damage there. Just kind of all just peeling off. Yeah, time to replace your windows. If you got windows that look like this, you should have called Ecoline like 10 years ago. But it's never too late to call. We don't judge you, okay? We don't judge you. It's not about that. More wood frames windows down here in the basement. Quite large windows. They're above grade. Get a lot of sunlight coming through. Unfortunately, when they're this poor, this energy inefficient, you're letting a lot of heat in, letting a lot of cold out. So you're not maintaining a good environment for your house. You can see all the water damage inside the window. There's some mold growing in there. All the paint is peeled off. These windows haven't seen a lot of maintenance. So more than a good time to get rid of them. And then we get back to starting to build the envelope of the house back together, maintaining a little bit more heat, some more comfort, saving a little bit of money. That's what it's all about. And wood frame windows, I think, are a thing of the past when it comes to your average house. We don't have to be dealing with peeling paint all over the years. There's too much things going on in the world right now. We don't need to be worrying about painting our windows. So move on with that. We've installed some vinyl PVC windows that Ecoline makes, and your life is a little bit better. Maybe not that much better, but it's going to be a little bit better. Oh, look at this. Oh yeah, that's what it's all about there. I hope this window's getting replaced because I'm just going to destroy it. Look at that. It's just going to come right off. The whole frame. Just pull it right off. Yeah, lots of water damage there. Someone's had some sealant or some caulking over time. It's just starting to crack. Don't bother with that. You shouldn't be fixing windows like that. You just need to get rid of them and replace them. Don't spend 50 cents on paint or on caulking. Nothing. Don't spend any money. Call Ecoline, replace the windows, and that's it. You're done. It's so simple. It really is. Okay, we're at the front door of the house here. Do I have to really say much about this door? It's not a very happy door, trust me. Again, we have the wood frame on there, lots of peeling paint, some rot going on. It's got some dents in it, some scratches. I'm not a huge fan of this door. This house will have a really, really nice transformation once we get a new door in here. It's really going to change the look of it, especially when you're going to be doing your windows and you have a door like this that is quite in the open. To have it replaced is going to be night and day compared to what you had before. So I could probably kick this door in pretty easily. What's that?
The frame.
The cap?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cap's coming off. That's the least problem this door has. So yeah, I don't know. It's just a really sad door. I feel kind of, I don't know. I don't feel very good standing in front of this door right now. Okay, we got all kinds of things growing on this window. Lots of mold. Not quite the mushrooms yet growing, but I think they're starting to how do you say that? Grow?
To grow.
Infest?
Invest.
Yeah, pull the casing off. Looks okay. A little bit of water damage there.
Expand. They start to expand.
Spread. It's like a disease, right? These old windows, the mold. I think they're hearing about all these windows in Calgary, and they're like, yeah, this is where we want to live. This is this is the good spot. All along the bottom, you can see it's starting to grow. So hopefully not too much rot. The actual frame seems like it's in okay shape. So we'll get rid of the mold and the decay and all that kind of stuff going on. And this is a theme going on this month with all these videos that we're doing, seeing lots and lots of mold. So I can't stand it. I hate it, and I want to get rid of it. I think we found the mother lode of the mold. If you're really into mold out there, like this is the video to watch, because you're gonna see all of it. Every window's got mold on it. So gotta get the screen out of here first.
Call Chris.
Yeah, no, I don't think Chris is qualified for this type of work here. Look at this. That's not good. Oh, it's just gonna rot right through. Yeah. This is a big problem right now. All right, the window is locked, but you can still see this latch doesn't even work anymore. You can push right through there. You're gonna get tons of air coming in during cold days. So it's not really sealing all that tight. Even this gasket that they've put in is not gonna do much. So it's still gonna be quite leaky, and then the crank on this one is broken, so you can just push it to open it. So pretty old school. Still works, I guess, in a way, but we're gonna change that out and get the proper working window in here.
You have nothing to
I have nothing to say positive. Like, okay, that doesn't, what is this gonna do for you? You kidding me? It's just it's no good. It's no good. Maybe when this house was built, these were quality windows, but I don't know. It is a weird time to be alive back then for this to be a good window. So now we're here in 2025. There's so many better options you can do. You just literally, you have a phone. You don't even have to like go inside the kitchen to grab the phone. You just pull this out, make the call. Hello, Ecoline. They say, oh yeah, where do you live? I live here. Okay, how old are your windows? I don't even know. They look like they're from another century. Okay, we'll be out there today. They come out, boom, 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 call you, measure them, give you the quote, and then you go, yeah, I see the quote, looks good. You know, a few weeks later, come out. I think I could just pull this window out with my hands. Like we'll be able to just pull it right out in like 20 seconds. Put a new one in, screw, seal, seal, done. All of 35 years of horse shit. Now you got something nice. That's my rant for today.
They're popping out really easy.
Just like I said, it's just gonna pop right out. All that shitty bad insulation falling to the ground. Okay, so that window came out in about 30 seconds. We can inspect our opening now. Some water staining here. I'm not going to call it water damage or mold or anything like that, just some water staining. So not a big issue. Most likely from condensation, water getting underneath the window. So now we're going to put our 3M flashing underneath and then prep the opening, get all this insulation out of here. Like I'm telling the homeowners, this is like wearing a t-shirt when it's minus 30 outside. And with the Ecoline windows, it's going to be like wearing a parka. So that's the difference. This is completely useless. So the homeowners requested that Ecoline replaces the J trim, which is the channel where the vinyl siding goes in behind. So you can see that over time it's been painted over. So having the new windows, but then the old gray trim that's all kind of painted like that won't look very nice. So they're actually going to replace those sections. So that's what they're doing right now. All right, we're off and rolling. We got to go to Home Depot to pick up that J trim for the siding. So we've taken it out of one of the windows. So now we got those parts. We can take it to the store and we can make sure that we match everything up so we don't buy the wrong stuff. So we figured we'll go for a little cruise and go pick this stuff up. What do you think? Big fan of Home Depot, especially now that they work with Ecoline. Even bigger fan. Okay, we found what we're looking for. We got our J trim. This is all it is here. We're gonna pull this off the shelf, get a bunch of these, put them in a cart, throw them in the trailer, and away we go, just like that. So that's how we can do. If we need extra stuff when we're doing a project, we can always come to the store, pick it up here, and go in and install it. It's not like we have to wait a few weeks to order something. A lot of the things that Ecoline uses can be bought right off the shelf. So it's convenient for the homeowners that we're not going to be wasting too much time. We can get this stuff and get rolling. So this piece that we have here is a specific type of piece where the siding would slide into the top. So that we have is still in good shape, so we can repurpose that. But the J trim is what we need to pick up. So we pretty much sold them out here today. Let's roll. The homeowner was asking why we don't overlap this flashing with the building paper. For one idea is that normally we don't have this J channel removed, so we wouldn't have access to that side of the envelope. In this case, there's no real reason to overlap it, since when we install the window, we're going to be sealing it up and use it with the silicone. This is more to prevent if there was any interior moisture or another leak from another part of from the building, just protecting the sill. It's just to kind of modernize the installation more than anything, so that this is kind of how they modern seal up windows. But normally we don't have access to this area, and we're going to seal it with silicone, so it's not necessary. I got a drip cap in my hand. I got a J trim over here. So we have to trim it so that it's going to make a nice finished look. So that's what we're doing right now. We just measure it and then cut it. And then I have the old drip cap in my hand. You can see there's old paint on it. There's some holes in it, so if water does get in, it's actually going to get in behind the window, because there shouldn't be any holes in the top part of this cap. So if you're going to be replacing your J trim, might as well replace the drip cap while you're at it. If you have the money to do so, then I would just replace your siding if you're already doing all that kind of stuff. That way you got fresh siding, fresh windows, everything's going to look really, really nice. Otherwise, we can just kind of replace certain parts of it, but you always want to confirm those kinds of things with the project managers at Ecoline to make sure that everyone's on the same page. Yeah, I'm looking at this drip cap. I mean, it's got holes in it from where it was stapled in. That's not how you install drip cap. You cannot have holes. That defies the use of this product. It's meant to keep water out, not to let water in. So if you're going to put holes in it, then just don't install the drip cap, and then you can skip that step. So
And make it faster.
yeah. I don't know, another mystery for me. Okay, so we're installing some new drip cap. So we have our J trim that's been installed, that's new. And we're just fixing up the siding, making sure that it's going to look all nice and good. And then we put the drip cap in. Once the drip cap's installed, then we can put this bad boy in. That's kind of what I offer, as part of my services. I can inspect, I can do like 30 seconds of work. It's a full package.
Keeping silent. Okay, finally.
Okay, so we're finishing up our J trim. So you can see that we got a little screw in there that's going to hold the J trim up against the bottom of the window, keep it from moving. And then we make sure the corners are nice and square, so it looks nice and finished. So It's a bit of a finicky process for this window, that's for sure. It's always important when we're dealing with windows that are close to each other, close proximity, that they're at the same height. You can take your level
And just hold it.
and just hold it there. And then you can kind of set it, you know, make sure that it's nice and level. And then set it on the bottom. Same thing, looks good. That way, visually, everything's gonna be at the same height. It's very important to do that. Okay, well, we got some new windows installed here, and my mood has drastically improved since earlier this morning.
It's because
I don't know why.
You had food.
The food and also the new windows. I think you guys is helping out with my attitude. So we can take out the screen. Look at that, just pops right out. We don't need a knife to take it out. I don't see any mold of any sort, which is a huge plus, having that taken care of. And again, it's just another lovely Ecoline window that's been installed, Canadian made, and you know, everything has been seamless transition from the beginning to the end, and I just got a smile on my face now, which is great. Look at that. That looks delicious, to be honest. That's a nice looking can today.
That's how the pro foreman looks like.
Yeah, that is professional. Well, shit. These other guys that have been doing it, they got to take some lessons from him. Okay, you can see we got our vinyl casing going into place here. Always the best choice in our opinion to go with the vinyl casing. It's really easy to install. It's easy to take off, to reinstall it. You can do that countlessly. It just, however long you live in the house, you can always take it off to paint your walls, put it back on, and it looks really sharp. It's got a nice look to it. You don't have to worry about painting it or any of the maintenance. So I'm hopeful in the future, as people watch more and more videos, that they will always go with the vinyl casing because it just looks the best and it's just the easiest to work with. And it helps your installers out because they don't have to worry about damaging the old casing if it's going to get reinstalled, and you install it and you still got to paint it. It's just a pain in the ass, so don't do that. The last part.
Yeah, all you can do, one lift today.
I told you I can
caps.
I can do some caps. I can lift a window in.
One.
That's
Just one.
it. I can take off like one piece of brick molding, and then I'm good. I know I've done my part. I feel good about myself. I can go home, tell my family that was really helpful today at work. So we got our caulking on here, so we have it all sealed up from the outside. Nice white caulking, looks good. You don't really notice it. We don't want to put on like a black or brown caulking or clear. It would look kind of strange. So white is a good choice when you have a white siding, white window. Do white caulking, that looks fine. Okay, so what do we do before we take off? Because we gotta give our windows a nice wipe down. Make sure it's nice and shiny, spotless. And it's definitely a process that can get overlooked, and it's just not how you return things back to the homeowners. Got to keep it nice and fresh. So they tell their friends. You could have the nicest windows in the world. If these guys don't clean up their space, you're not going to tell anybody about Ecoline. These guys, they know what they're doing. They know that people are watching, they're paying attention. So this is little steps that separate Ecoline from the rest of these guys out there. All right, we have our front door finally removed, which is a really, really nice thing to see. If you're gonna be replacing all these windows, the front door had to go. It was in too rough a shape. You can see that there's been some weather stripping added in here. It looks like guts or worms or something. Doesn't look very appetizing, I'll tell you that. That's not good. So just like our windows, we're taking out the J-trim as well. We're replacing the J-trim because you can see it's got all the paint on it. Replace the drip cap, make it all look nice and fresh. The door opening itself seems okay. Don't see any real water damage or rot going on with the door, so we'll be able to install our new entry door without too much hassle. So Should be a nice little project here to get going on. Maybe on the old door.
Taco Bell in the breakfast.
Yeah, not good. Not a good choice. Never recommend that to anybody. Right?
Uh-huh.
Especially if you're going to someone else's house. Don't choose that meal option in the morning. It's nice.
Mm.
Yeah, it looks like they installed the side door here. Nice color. It's got still got a light inside there, so you got to let some daylight in. Nice hardware. Again, it's all PVC vinyl all the way around. Really looks quite nice. And for a side door, it's even nicer to have, you know, at least some light coming through like that. That's good. It's got brick molding all the way around. They'll be able to fill in these holes here, make it look all nice and neat and clean. Not much to say about this door other than it's just a great install. Looks really good, really sharp. The old door opening here, door frame we're looking at, you can see it's all wood construction. Got some metal in there, fairly cheap metal. You can see it started to rust it out over time as water got underneath there. Quite a bit of deterioration to the wood going on here. Really energy inefficient. Hence the sealant and weather stripping that was added in afterwards to try to kind of prevent those drafts. But at the end of the day, the only way to really fix this problem is to replace the door, because you're letting in so much air from the side because of the lack of insulation and the lack of the quality in the door. It's really kind of a fruitless effort is what I would call it. And getting a new door is kind of the only way to get around it all. And then you get a nice brand new door, then you get the energy efficiency out of it. So it's a win-win for everybody. The nice thing about having multiple guys in a crew is we're able to do different things all at once. We're able to put a door in, take out windows. This house, I think, was 17 or 18 windows and 3 doors. And they started on Tuesday. We're now here on Thursday. They should be wrapping up everything today. So really quick job for a big project. So that's great. So these windows are going to come out. These are the basement windows. We talked about them earlier. Put in some nice fresh ones, new Ecoline ones. And that'll really, overall, the building envelope, the energy efficiency that this house is gonna, you're gonna save is gonna be quite high, considering what was in place before. Yeah, these windows come out way too easy. I don't even think it's fastened in anywhere. Just the brick molding was holding it in, and the casing on the other side. That's it. Not screwed in or fastened in anywhere. So we're gonna change that. We'll be able to fasten it in properly. The opening itself looks like it's in pretty good shape. I'm really surprised, given how bad the windows are, the shape that they're in, that there's not more water damage inside. So given the fact that it's a little bit more covered, maybe that helped protect it over time. You can come over here, you can see the insulation. So it doesn't even go all the way, doesn't even cover the whole wall. It's just partially stuffed in there. So when you're looking at it from the inside, you can say, oh yeah, they insulated the window. When we actually pull the window out, it's hardly insulated at all. And that's a huge problem that we're seeing with all these windows. These things were never built for a Canadian climate, for a Calgary climate. It's kind of sad now that we see more and more of it, that this is how they do these kinds of things. There's so many steps that get skipped all the time. So I imagine that Ecoline and other window companies are gonna be very busy for forever, to be honest, switching out all these old windows like this. So just like a window, we put our 3M flashing along the bottom, so that way we have good protection on the bottom of that threshold. It's a sticky process, but it's quite necessary to help protect things for the long run. We're not just installing these doors and windows to be, good for a few years. We want them to last as long as time. So that's the point why we're doing these extra steps. I'd also want to talk about, even in new construction today, the way that they're installing windows. In some builders, some installers, they're still installing things that the way that even these windows were installed 35 years ago. So they're lack of insulation, lack of quality. They're using cheap materials, cheap vinyl. and the windows look nice when they're installed, but over time, we're gonna have the same issues. So that's why I'm saying that these companies, Ecoline is gonna be busy for a very long time.
And usually it's double pane.
Usually double pane. If they are triple pane, they're usually a thinner triple pane. Again, the quality is not the same as these Ecoline windows that we're installing today. These are meant to last a long time. I'm going into houses that are 10, 15 years old, sometimes even 5 years old. The windows are already starting to warp. They're already starting to deteriorate. I'm seeing failed seals. People are complaining about drafts. They're saying going to the builders and saying, this room is cold for some reason. And I take my thermal camera and you can go around the window or the door and it's not even insulated at all. So this is still happening. That just because you have a new house doesn't mean that you're, immune to not having to replace your windows, after a few years. Like it's going to happen for a lot of people out there. So it's good to always pay attention to what Ecoline is doing, what other window companies are doing, see how they're installing things. Go watch another company's videos and see how they install them, and compare them to Ecoline to see what processes are different and see where kind of Ecoline stands out. Because just because these are old windows, yes, they need to come out. They've had a good enough day, but even the newer ones are still complete shit in some cases. So, word to the wise, I guess. All right, this is a big change. You can see we got our brand new door here. I like the color, nice brown, rich color. Looks really good. And then there's a side light in there. It's either a double or triple pane. It's hard to tell right now, but it's gonna increase the energy efficiency a lot. It's completely vinyl PVC frame, built to last for longer than we're gonna be alive, that's for sure. This door will be around. I bet if I come here when I'm 90 years old, if I drive by this house, this door is gonna be looking the same. There'll be no rot or deterioration. It's gonna be that same white frame, no issues at all. So maybe we'll do another video in, I don't know, 60 years or something. We'll come back. I promise, put that in there. I'll promise to do that. All right, we got our curtains back on here. We're back in the living room. You can see how nice and clean this looks outside. I can actually see without having to stare through all the frost and everything and all the mold that's been created on those old windows. So looks really good, really sharp. Everything's all the same height, really well installed. So very happy with this one here. One of my favorite all-time windows, the sliding frame. Look at that. Ah, so nice. That's what it's all about. Pull it out. All right, this is how you treat your installers. The homeowner picked up some donuts and coffees for these guys. You got to take care of these guys. They're in your house for a few days, helping you improve your living conditions, improve your house. So, send some love to these guys and make them happy. It's only going to be good for everybody. I think about 15 minutes has gone by, and now we have 3 beautiful Ecoline windows installed here. So that's a nice pace that these guys are putting in. And to be honest, they're not even really working that fast. I think they could work even a little bit harder, to be honest.
They have donuts.
Yeah,
and
that's
coffee.
slowing them down. So that's good to know because we're going into winter time. So if you're thinking about replacing your windows and you're just saying to yourself, like, no, I can't do it. I don't want to have my house exposed to the cold for hours on end. Well, think again, 15 minutes, we got 3 windows done. And I think we could even work a little bit harder. So maybe we'd be down to like 12 minutes. So by the time the windows are in, now we got to keep the heat in the house instead and not lose it. So it's never a bad time to replace your windows, other than maybe like a tornado. If there's a tornado happening or a hailstorm, maybe pause on that until the storm passes. But other than that, I think you're good to go anytime. I think this transformation speaks for itself. So you can see at the beginning of the video what we were working with before, all the rot and decay and all the just terrible windows. And this is what we ended up with. Looks really nice, really fresh. And going into the winter time, going into the fall here out in Calgary, it's great to have these new windows installed, and you're really gonna notice a difference. As soon as we get a first cold day, I bet these homeowners are gonna be like, what's going on in this house? It feels so comfortable. So that's gonna be great for them. And this wraps up another project with Ecoline. Again, I'm Ian Lozon, Master Home Inspector, Timber Point Home Inspection. I'm working on that, I'm still getting there. And that's it, that's all you need to do.